Hi everyone and welcome back to today's video. So first of all I want to say a massive thank you. At the time of recording this, 680 plus people have viewed the video of my story. Now that's not what I'm here for, to get it viewed by the most people possible, but I'm here to share my experiences in the hope it will help others, and I'm proud and pleased to say people had been in contact with me saying that it was inspiring them and helping them to talk about their issues and end the taboo / stigmatism around mental health. So I spoke a little bit about my anxiety, and today is my story of living with anxiety. So first I want to say, remember, anxiety doesn't discriminate against anyone or anything. It can strike you or someone you love at any time or any moment, and therefore neither should you. Remember to think twice. You know, if you see someone and they look absent to the situation or the present time and they look worried, remember and make sure to ask them and find out if everything is okay. As Samaritans, the UK charity, says, just a simple conversation or small talk can go such a long way for so many people. So now on to my experiences. Well, the easiest way I can think about starting from as a starting point is that 1 minute I can be sat there and everything will be fine, you know, whether it's in bed, asleep, on my way to uni, out with friends, doing coursework, you know, anything really, or even asleep at times. Suddenly, if I am asleep, I wake up, or if I'm awake, suddenly, you know, kind of bang, crash, that wave washes over me, you know, it passes like a cold, chilly blast of wind. You know, it engulfs my entire being. It's like, the best way I can describe it is being outside on a hot day in a domed greenhouse kind of thing. You know, it's that real bubble. You're in the prison world, but, you know, are you really kind of thing? My heart rate spikes. I could be asleep, as I've said, you know, and suddenly I wake up to that feeling. And so there's a number of physical symptoms I get along with it that I'm sure many others might get, which is that I can feel sick or even be sick. Some people I know, not me personally, have suffered from physical incontinence as a result. You know, it really is a nasty thing to have to deal with. You know, sometimes I have an urge to pick something dangerous up. I feel dizzy, you know, I start breathing heavily, I get short of breath, I start sweating, I get headaches, or in my case I get really bad migraines. You know, twitches in my muscles, you know, heavy feeling in my arms and my legs, you know, I feel like I've got a 10-ton weight attached to me. Dry mouth, fidgety, you know, there were countless times at school I was told off for being fidgety, and it wasn't actually my fault, but I just didn't have the words to physically come out and explain why I felt that way, you know. And again, there were times at school I was told off where, you know, for not concentrating, and it wasn't my fault, I couldn't help it. It wasn't that I didn't want to concentrate, it was that I couldn't concentrate because mentally so much was going on, which leads me to the mental side. So, I feel disconnected. As I've said, it's like you're in that bubble, you're there, but are you really? You know, I've been stood there countless times with friends or family, or even alone, suffering silently, not being able to say anything because I couldn't. People talking to me, and my subconscious was responding, but my conscious being just wasn't involved, it wasn't party to the conversation. I begin to worry over every single detail. I've been stood there so many times, as I've said, you know, my mind starts unravelling. Am I dying? You know, the mind begins to kind of question everything, thoughts of what's happening, why is it me, you know, why is danger imminent, am I going to die now, am I in trouble? You know, it sounds dramatic, but it's not, it's real realities, it is the absolute reality of the situation. There's a nervousness, a panic, and worry creeping into absolutely every single detail. Suddenly even the smallest of things, like a grain of sand, become noticeable to the mind. And you know, the biggest example I could think of, as I said, was A-levels at school. You know, every day I would go into school and some days I wouldn't even make it, and it's just impossible at times. But recovery is possible and it is doable, despite it feeling as impossible. The most important thing is never to beat yourself up for it. So, just finally, a number of thoughts and emotions tend to cross my mind when I'm anxious, and, you know, people might think it's dramatic, but as I say, it's not. It's a very harsh, real reality. You know, I get embarrassed for myself, I feel helpless, I feel ashamed, I feel hurt, I feel disgusted at myself for letting something affect me, I feel insecure, overwhelmed, I feel regret, I feel depressed, you know, I feel uncomfortable. I've mentioned many times my uncomfort with the hot and the sweatiness to so many people. I used to lie and blame it on my medicines, which of course it wasn't. It was just pure anxiety and stress. I feel stuck. I have fears of rejection. I feel jealous of others. You know, why aren't they feeling this? Why is it just me? I feel sadness. I feel loneliness. I feel grief. you know, tiredness, frustration, and most importantly, I feel confused, and I have every right, and so do you have every right to feel confused. But the key is not to feel alone, because remember, by me saying this, I'm hoping that I am helping others to know that they're not that way, and that we do experience, yes, every experience is different, however, we do have common symptoms, and it isn't just you, and together we can build a community to make things better. So that's it for today, and I will see you in the next video.